Good day, everyone. We have a new lesson for today that will be on terms. Sit back, relax, and just listen in order to digest and understand our lesson for today. So, after understanding how ideas or concepts are formed in the mind or intellect, the next to understand is how these ideas expressed externally through words. And when these ideas are expressed, we call this as terms. So in this lesson, we will learn the nature, the basic principles, and the use of terms. So after this lesson, we will be able to demonstrate our understanding of the nature, basic principles, and use of terms, and of course to apply such principles of the terms. First, let us define what term is. Terms are verbal or written words or signs communicative of a concept or idea. So if we say terms, they are either verbal or written words or even signs conveying ideas or concepts. The spoken word is an articulated human voice, and the written word is the sign of the spoken word. So that is a term. And when we say sign is something that manifests a different thing aside from itself. So kapag sinabing sign, it represents something other than itself. For example, color white as a sign of purity. Color white is the sign and it represents purity. So this color white is the sign and it represents something other than itself, which is purity. So yan ang sign. Let's proceed with the kinds of signs. So there are two, natural and conventional. So natural signs, these are signs whose connection with the objects they manifest is provided by nature. That's why they are called natural signs. They are not man-made. They are not invented by humans, but are provided by nature. For example, a white cloud is a natural sign of a sunny day. So maaliwalas ang kalawakan ng kalangitan, kaya hindi uulan, aaraw. So the white cloud is a natural sign. And it represents or it symbolizes a sunny day. Another example is smoke as a sign of fire. So if there is smoke, definitely there is fire. So those are examples of natural signs. Number two, conventional sign. Conventional sign is a sign whose connection with the thing it manifests is provided by common understanding or agreement. Kung kanina, hindi gawa ng tao, ngayon, ito na yung gawa ng tao. People agreed or people have a common understanding that these things, these objects, these signs, particular signs, represent something. For example, traffic lights. It is a common understanding that when the light turns red, you should stop. When it turns green, you should go. Same with the spoken words. All spoken words are conventional in nature because words are invented. People give meanings to words. people give meanings to words. So, kaya nga may mga salita na pwedeng magkapareho, pero magkaiba ang ibig sabihin. Kasi magkaiba ang meaning. Lalo kapag nasa ibang bayan ka, iba siguro ang ibig sabihin. So those are conventional signs. Let's proceed with the classification of terms. First is according to meaning. And we have three. First, univocal. Univocal is a term expressing the same meaning as applied to several subjects. So, a term used in different or applied in different situations, but have the same meaning. For example, the term black. I saw a black inside. I saw a black dog. This is supposed to be dog. There should be dog here. I forgot. I saw a black dog inside a black car playing with a black cat. So the term dog is used repeatedly and used on the same manner. They have the same meaning. So we're talking about color. Black dog, black car, and a black cat. So the term black has no other meaning than the color black. Okay, that's univocal. From the word uni, so one meaning. Second, analogous. Analogous is a term expressing complete or related meaning. It means partially different and partially the same. So there is a similarity in meaning. We can use the same term, but they are partially the same and partially different. For example, I saw a beautiful lady holding a beautiful flower. The term beautiful, referring to the lady, is similar to the term beautiful, referring to the flower. The lady that I have seen is beautiful because sexy siya, maputi siya, mahaba ang buhok, makinis ang mukha. So, sabi ko, siya ay maganda. Magandang dilag. Tapos may hawak-hawak siyang flower bulaklak. So, the beautiful term is applied in a similar manner. So, it is not totally different. They differ in the sense that the flower is not sexy. Hindi naman siya sexy. Hindi naman mahaba ang buhok kasi wala namang buhok. Hindi naman makinis kasi nga flower. But it is beautiful, so they're similar in a sense that maganda yung pagtingin ko sa flower. Nais-nais. It is pleasing to my eyes. So, maganda yung bulaklak. Maganda yung dahon. So, the term beautiful, referring to the lady and referring to the flower, is used in a similar manner. So, partially different and partially the same. Third, equivocal. Equivocal is a term that is outwardly and externally identical, or the same but expressing different meanings. So this is the opposite of univocal actually. We use the same term, but they mean different things. Iisang term, pero magkaiba ang ibig sabihin kapag ginamit natin. Example, we need light in darkness to make things light. The term light. Ano kayong ibig sabihin dito? We need light in darkness. So, ibig sabihin nito, ilaw. Kailangan ng ilaw sa dilim. So, we need light. Para may liwanag. So, liwanag. On the other hand, yung light dito, it does not refer to ilaw or liwanag. It refers to the weight. Yung bigat to make things light para gawing magaan. So, one term, the same term, but used in different, but they mean different things. Magkaiba. Pero pareho in term. Okay? Next, example. The pitcher used a pitcher to drink his water. So, tao tong pitcher dito. Sa baseball. Siya yung pitcher. Tapos gumamit siya ng pitcher or pitchel para inumin yung kanyang tubig. So, the same term, but they mean different things. Magkaiba ang ibig sabihin. So, that is equivocal. So, that is the first classification according to meaning. Next, we go to classification according to comprehension. First, we have concrete. Concrete are terms that can be perceived. They are sensible and tangible. So, ito yung mga, tangible, they are subjected to our senses. Or, they can be sensed using our senses. Cellphone, kung nakikita mo, nahahawakan mo. Your PLDT Wi-Fi na ginagamit sa bahay. You can see, you can touch, guitar. And anything around, lahat ng nasa kapaligiran natin na nararamdaman natin, sense of touch, aamoy natin, sense of smell, naririnig, nakikita. So concrete terms. Then, abstract. Abstract signifies a nature or quality, though it exists on its own right and apart from the individual or subject. So it is the opposite of concrete, because abstract terms are not sensible and not tangible. Because they are quality. They exist. They exist on their own. For example, love. Love is not tangible. It is not sensible. Hindi mo naman nakikita ang love. You can only experience the manifestation of love. But the concept of love is there. Care. You cannot see care. You cannot touch care. You cannot smell care. But you can experience, you can witness the manifestation of care. Same with loyalty, same with friendship. Same with any other abstract thing or abstract idea or term. So that is according to comprehension. Next, according to extension. We have singular and universal and particular. Singular signifies one definite specific individual. So pag sinabi singular na mag-iisa, and we have the signs and determinants, proper nouns, nouns modified with adjective in the superlative degree, collective nouns, demonstratives, and personal pronouns. So I have an example here. For example, personal pronoun, I. Actually, sentence pala yung ginawa ko dito. Ganito yung ginawa ko pala. I saw this team of it with the most handsome player, who is Alexander. I referring to me, which is personal, a personal pronoun. This referring to team of it, so demonstrative, Team COVID is collective noun. Then, superlative degree yung most handsome. Then, proper noun yung Alexander. Okay, so that is singular. If you are referring, or if the term signifies one, it is definite and specific, that is singular. Universal signifies all individuals within the extension of such concept. If it includes all, everyone, everything, that is universal. No exception at all. Example, everybody is busy. So walang sino man ang hindi busy. Lahat. Lahat. Nag-aaral lahat kaya busy. All students are busy with their modules. So all. No exception. Nobody is busy today because it is a holiday. Walang busy kasi holiday. Nobody is doing anything. Kaya walang busy. Every student is given a chance to learn. So it refers to all students. Walang exemption na naman. Each one had to finish the activity. So ganun din. Lahat-lahat, kailangan tapusin yung activity. So kapag singular, isa. Kapag universal, lahat. Particular. This term signifies a part or portion of the total extension of a concept. It stands for an indefinite part of an absolute extension. So parang nasa gitna ng universal and singular ito. Hindi isa. We are not sure actually kung ilan. At hindi rin lahat. So, indefinite. Halimbawa, may signs and determinants din tayo, yung mga indefinite pronouns and even adjectives. For example, few. Pag sinabing few, hindi natin alam kung ilan. How many are they? They are few. How many is few? We don't know. How many are they? There are many. How many is many? We don't know. How many are they? There are several. How many is several? We don't know. So indefinite. Another one is general propositions. Kapag sinabing general propositions, these propositions are true most of the time but not all the time. Madalas, totoo. Pero, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Example, Filipinos are hospitable. That is a general proposition. It is true most of the time, but there are exemptions. Because there are some Filipinos who are not hospitable. So, yan kapag particular. Next, according to relation. First, we have identical terms. Pag sinabing identical, they have the same comprehension and extension. Different terms, but they mean the same thing because they have the same comprehension and extension. For example, lawyer and attorney. Wala namang pinagkaiba yan. A lawyer is an attorney is a lawyer. Same thing with God. Pag sinabing God, He is supreme being. Kapag sinabing supreme being, we are referring to God. Man or woman. Pag sinabing man or woman, automatically rational being. Kapag sinabing rational being, there's no other being which is rational than woman or than a man or a woman. Okay? Next, similar terms. They have the same extension but different comprehension. So kung kanina parehas, pareho yung ibig sabihin dito naman, may pagkakapareho. So they're not totally different. They're not totally the same. Student learner. Hindi lahat ng estudyante ay learner, hindi lahat ng learner ay estudyante. We can say that all students are learners, but not all learners are students. But they are similar. Next, musician and vocalist. They are similar. We can say that he is a musician because he is a vocalist. He's a vocalist, that's why he's a musician. But not all musicians are vocalists, but all vocalists are musicians. So they differ in comprehension. Next, compatible terms. These terms express features which may be present at the same time in one individual or subject. So yung mga terms na they can coexist in one individual. Or we can apply two terms to one individual and they can coexist. For example, intelligent and humble. Bill Gates is intelligent and humble. So pwede naman yun. He's intelligent and at the same time he's humble. Maria is rich and beautiful. So she can be rich and at the same time beautiful. Okay, so that is compatible. They can be together, it's compatible. In contrast with incompatible terms, it means they cannot be present together and simultaneously in one individual or object. Hindi sila pwede. They cannot be together. Hot and cold. Hot and cold cannot be together. Kasi pag sinabing cold, hindi na siya hot. Pag sinabing hot, hindi na siya cold. Good and bad. You cannot coexist. You cannot be bad and good at the same time. Maybe some other time you are bad, some other time you are good, but definitely you cannot be good and bad at the same time. Okay, so incompatible. Next is relative. Relative terms express a feature of a thing which cannot be thought of without implying another. So, a term implies another term. They go together. Kung wala yung isa, wala din yung isa. Nagparis na. So, the existence of one is dependent on the existence of the other. For example, teacher and student. We cannot thought of the term teacher if there is no student. Bakit may guro pa kung wala namang mag-aaral? We have teachers because we have students. There are students because there are teachers. Same thing with master. Wala namang master kung walang slave. Wala namang slave kung walang master. So if you take one away, the other cannot exist independently. Okay? That is relative terms. Next, privative terms. Privative terms express the absence or lack of perfection in an individual or subject. Privation is the negation of perfection. So dito, may absence o pagkukulang. May pagkawala o pagkukulang. So there is imperfection. For example, if there is the absence of sight, there is blindness. Hindi nakakakita. So, yun. O kulang ng, He lacked the sense of sight, so he's blind. Same thing, if there's the absence of life, there is death. So, the perfection here is the presence of sight. So, nakakakita. Same thing. The presence of life also. And it becomes imperfect. It is negated. Life is negated when there is death. Sight is negated when there is blindness. Okay, that is privative terms. Then contradictory terms. These terms are those that are so related that one is the simple negation of the other. There is no underlying middle between contradictory terms. Halimbawa, mortal and immortal. You cannot apply these terms in one object because you are either a mortal being or an immortal being. For example, Alexander is an immortal man. Contradictory yung immortal na term kapag in-apply mo kay Alexander na tao. Because man is necessarily a mortal being. So may contradictory doon. Alexander can never be an immortal man because he's a mortal being. Something and nothing. I have nothing, so I bought the cheapest, referring to something. So, may problema doon. If you have nothing, you cannot have something, and vice versa. Paano ka nakabili kahit yung pinakamura kung wala ka namang pera? You must have something. You must have some money in order to buy even the cheapest. So, contradictory yun kapag sinabi mo wala kang pera pero nakabili ka naman. Yan ang ginamit mong pambili. Diba? So, that is contradictory terms. And we have the last, contrary terms. These terms express the extreme opposite in a given category or series of this class. There is an underlying middle between contrary terms. So ito, opposite talaga sila, extreme opposite. That's why we have this example, beginning and end. The opposite of beginning is the end. Start and finish. There is something in between. Beginning and end, there is middle. Same thing with first and last. May pangalawa, may pangatlo. And so on. This ends my discussion on terms. And I hope that you have learned something. Thank you for listening.